One introduction. Emily is 32 years old. She lives in a small, simple apartment with her two children. Emily is a single mother. She takes care of her children by herself every day. Her son is Jake. He's 8 years old and likes playing football. Her daughter is Sophie. She's 5 years old and loves drawing pictures. Emily loves Jake and Sophie more than anything in the world. Everything she does for them. Seeing them smile makes her happy, even when things are hard. Life is often difficult for Emily. She works very, very hard to make money. She has two jobs. Her first job is during the day. She is a cleaner in large, expensive hotel in the city center. She cleans many rooms every day. The hotel looks grand and beautiful, but Emily only sees the work she needs to do. She must clean quickly and make sure everything is perfect. After her shift at the hotel, she hurries home. She cooks dinner for Jake and Sophie. She listens to them talk about their day at school. She helps Jake with his reading and looks at Sophie's drawings. She reads them bedtime stories until they fall asleep. But Emily's day is not finished. When her children are sleeping safely in their beds, Emily often leaves the apartment again. She has a second job, cleaning houses late at night. This job helps her earn a little extra money because she works so much. Emily is always tired. She wakes up very early each morning to get the children ready for school. She feels the tiredness in her body all day long. Emily does not have much money. Paying for rent, food, electricity, and clothes for growing children is a constant worry. Sometimes she skips meals so her children can eat well. Even though life is hard, Emily is a strong woman. She never thinks about giving up. Her love for Jake and Sophie gives her strength. She keeps working because she wants a better future for them. She wants them to go to good schools. She wants them to have opportunities she never had. Deep inside, Emily holds on to a quiet dream. She dreams of a life that is less difficult, a life where she is not always tired and worried about money, a life where she can spend more happy time with her children. She hopes that one day things will get better. She does not know it now, but her life is about to change. Something unexpected is going to happen soon. 2. A rainy night meeting. The rain hit the big hotel windows hard. Outside, the city lights looked blurry. Inside, Emily pushed her cleaning cart down the quiet hall. It was late, almost midnight. She was tired, but she had one more room to clean. It was a large suite, expensive and empty. Emily started to clean the bathroom. First, she worked quietly. Suddenly, the door opened. A man walked in. He looked surprised to see her there. Emily stopped working. She felt her face get warm. The man was tall and handsome. He wore a very nice suit, but his tie was loose. His hair was a little messy. He looked rich, but he also looked very sad. Maybe he was a little drunk, too. "Oh, excuse me," he said. His voice was low. "I didn't know anyone was here." Emily looked down at her cleaning uniform. I am just cleaning the room, sir," she said softly. She felt nervous. People in these big rooms did not usually talk to her. The man walked further into the room. He did not seem angry. He looked around, but not really at anything. "It's a terrible night," he said, more to himself than Emily. He went to the window and looked out at rain. Just a terrible night. Emily did not know what to say. She wanted to finish her work and go home to her children. But the man seemed so unhappy. She stayed quiet and waited. He turned from the window and looked at her. "Sorry," he said. "Bad day, bad fight." He gave a small, sad smile. "You probably don't want to hear about it." Emily shook her head slowly. "It's okay, sir," she said. She had kind eyes. Listen quietly. She knew about bad days. Her life had many hard days. The man, Mark, looked at her properly for the first time. He saw her simple clothes and tired face, but he also saw the kindness in her eyes. It was different. People in his world were often loud and not very kind. This quiet cleaning lady listened without saying much. It felt nice, calming. "What's your name?" he asked. "Emily," she replied. Her voice was quiet. "I'm Mark," he said. He watched her for a moment. Their worlds were so different. He lived in big houses and went to fancy parties. She cleaned rooms late at night. But in that moment, standing in the big, quiet hotel room with the rain outside, Mark felt something new. He felt seen. Emily felt nervous under his look. She picked up her cleaning cloth again. "I should finish my work, sir," she said. "Yes, yes, of course," Mark said. He moved away. "Sorry to stop you." Emily went back to cleaning. Mark sat down on an expensive chair. He watched her work for a few minutes. He was thinking this meeting was strange, but interesting. He felt a little less sad. The rain continued to fall outside. 3 secret coffee times. After that rainy night, Mark could not stop thinking about Emily. He remembered her kind eyes and gentle voice. He felt something different when he talked to her. He wanted to see her again. So the next day, Mark went back to the big hotel. He walked through the clean hallways looking for the cleaning lady he met. He asked one of the hotel workers if they knew Emily. Finally, he saw her. She was cleaning a quiet part of the hotel lobby, her head down, working hard. Mark walked over to her slowly. "Emily," he said softly. Emily looked up, surprised to see him there. Her heart started beating fast. "Mr. Mark, what are you doing here?" she asked. She felt nervous again, just like the night before. Mark smiled. "Please just call me Mark," he said. "I wanted to ask you something. Would you like to have a coffee with me? We can just talk for a little while." Emily looked around quickly. No one else was nearby, but she still felt worried. A rich man like Mark asking her, a cleaner, for coffee. It felt strange and impossible. She thought about her children, Jake and Sophie, her busy life. She thought about how different their worlds were. "I'm sorry, Mark," she said quietly. "I cannot. I have work to do, and it's not a good idea." She looked down at her hands, feeling sad, but also sure it was the right answer. Mark looked a little disappointed, but he understood she was afraid. He did not want to cause problems for her. He left the hotel, but he did not forget Emily. A few days later, Emily was working at one of the houses she cleaned in the evenings. When she finished her work, found something near the door. It was a beautiful group of flowers, bright yellow roses. There was no card, But Emily had a feeling. She thought maybe just they were from Mark. How did he find out where she worked? She took the flowers home, her heart feeling lighter than it had in a very long time. She put them in a glass of water on her small kitchen table. Looking at the flowers made her smile. No one had given her flowers in many years. It made her feel noticed. It made her feel a little bit special. Mark did not give up. He started coming to the hotel more often, finding quiet moments to talk Emily when she was working. Sometimes it was just for 5 minutes in an empty corridor. Sometimes it was a quick hello near the service stairs. Emily was still careful. She did not want anyone to see them talking. It was their secret. They talked about simple things, her children, his work, their day. Emily started to feel less nervous around Mark. He listened to her, and he seemed to really care about what she said. These secret coffee times, even without real coffee, became small, bright moments in Emily's difficult days. But she kept it all hidden. She did not tell her friends, and she did not tell her children. It was her secret, a little bit happy and a little bit dangerous. For big problems start. Mark's fiancée was a woman named Clara. She was rich and important. Soon she heard about Mark and Emily. Maybe someone saw them talking. We do not know how she found out, but she knew about their secret coffee times. Clara was very angry. She did not like Emily at all. Clara started to talk about Emily, her friends. She said bad things, told people that Emily was not a good person. She said Emily wanted to take Mark away from her. Clara used a bad name for Emily. She called her a home wrecker. This means someone who breaks up a family or a couple. Clara wanted everyone to think Emily was bad. She wanted people to be angry with Emily. Clara's friends were also rich and important people. They talked to other people. Soon the bad story. Rumor was everywhere in the town's richer areas where Emily often found cleaning work. People liked to talk. They heard Clara's story. They did not know Emily. They did not know she was kind or worked very hard. They only heard the bad things. People looked at her differently. Some people whispered when she walked past. This made Emily feel very small and ashamed, even though she did nothing wrong. One day, Emily went to clean a big house. She cleaned this house 2 times every week. The woman who lived there called Emily into her office. The woman looked unhappy. She told Emily, "I heard some things about you. I cannot have someone like you working in my house." Emily tried to explain. She said the stories were not true, but the woman did not listen. She told Emily to leave and not come back. Emily lost one of her jobs. This was very bad for her. She needed the money from that job. She needed it for food, rent, her children Jake and Sophie. Now she had less money. Life became even harder. Emily felt very sad and worried. She did not understand why people believed the bad stories. It felt like people were judging her without knowing her. It hurt her feelings very much. She started to feel afraid when she went to her other cleaning jobs. Would they fire her, too? This worry was always with her. Now at night, when Jake and Sophie were sleeping, Emily often cried quietly in her small room. She cried because her life was difficult. She cried because people said bad things about her. She cried because she lost her job. She missed talking to Mark. But now everything was difficult and dangerous. She felt scared about the future. What would happen to her and children? But every morning, Emily stopped crying. She washed her face, made breakfast for Jake and Sophie. She smiled for them. She helped them get ready for school. She did not want her children to see her sadness. She needed to be strong for them. She needed to protect them. During the day, Emily was a strong mother. She looked for new cleaning work. She did not give up, but the problems were getting bigger. The secret coffee times with Mark seemed very far away now. Life was changing and it not easy. 5 hard times for Emily. One evening, Mark met Emily after her work. He looked serious. "Emily," he said, his voice quiet, "I need to tell you something important. I love you. Want to be with you?" Not her. He meant his fiancée. "I want to leave her for you." Emily looked at him. Her heart felt fast and slow at the same time. She liked Mark. Maybe she loved him, too. But his words made her feel worried. "Mark, you can't," Emily whispered. "You have a life with her. People know you together. I can't be the reason you break up." She thought about families. She did not want to destroy one. It felt wrong. Even if she felt happy hearing him say, "I love you," she also felt very bad inside. "It's not right," she said again, looking away from his eyes. Life became harder for Emily. She worked long hours, was always tired because she was away so much. Maybe the children did not eat well or rest enough. Soon both Jake and Sophie got sick. They had high fevers and bad coughs. Little Sophie cried a lot at night. Jake tried to be strong, but he looked pale and weak. Emily's heart hurt seeing them like this. They needed a doctor and medicine. Emily checked her small purse. There was very little money inside. Not enough for the doctor, enough for the expensive medicine they needed. She lost one job, so her money was less than before. Fear grew inside her. What could she do? Her children needed help now. She looked at their small, hot faces while they slept. She felt desperate. Mark called Emily. He heard the sadness in her voice. He asked about the children. When Emily told him they were sick, he immediately offered help. "Emily, please let me help," he said. "I can give you the money for the doctor, anything you need. Don't worry about the cost." He sounded kind and worried, but Emily said no. "Thank you, Mark, but I can't take your money," she told him. It was difficult to say no. She needed the help very much, but she felt proud. She did not want to take money from him, especially not now. It felt like she was accepting his plan to leave fiancé. It felt like she was selling something. "I will find a way," she said, but her voice was not strong. Emily thought about her friends. Maybe they could lend her some money. She called one friend, then another, but the news about her and Mark traveled fast. People whispered about her. Her friends made excuses. One said she had no extra money. Another did not answer her calls. The scandal Mark's fiancé started made people look at Emily differently. They did not want problems. Emily put the phone down. Tears came to her eyes. She felt completely alone. Her children were sick. She had no money. Her friends turned away. Mark wanted to help, but she could not accept it. The world felt cold and unfriendly. She hugged her knees and sat on the floor in her small kitchen. It was one of the hardest times in her life. She needed to be strong for Jake and Sophie, but right now she felt very, very weak. 6. A question for Emily. Mark made a big decision. He talked to his fiancée. It was a difficult conversation, but he told her it was finished between them. He could not marry her because he loved someone else. He loved Emily. After this hard conversation, Mark knew what he needed to do next. He needed to find Emily and tell her. He went to the place where Emily worked. He waited for her. When she finished cleaning, she saw him standing there. Her heart jumped. Mark looked serious but also hopeful. He walked towards her. "Emily," he started, his voice quiet. "I need to tell you something important. I ended things with my fiancé. It's over. I did it because love you and I want to be with you." Emily listened, her eyes wide. She could not believe what she was hearing. Mark took a deep breath. Then he asked the question that changed everything. "Emily, will you marry me?" He quickly continued speaking. "I know things are hard for you now. I want to help. If you marry me, you won't have to worry about money again. Jake and Sophie can go to good schools. We can live in a nice house. I promise I will take care of you and the children. We can be a family. You will have a safe and happy life." Emily felt scared. Her head was full of noise. Marry Mark. It sounded like a dream. A part of her wanted to say yes immediately. She thought about her children, Jake and Sophie. They were her world. Mark could give them a life she could only dream about. No more cold rooms or not enough food. No more worry when they got sick. They could have warm clothes and toys. They could be happy and safe. This was a chance for their future. But another part of Emily felt unsure. She remembered her own quiet wish. She wanted to be strong and independent. She didn't want to feel like someone saved her. She wanted to build her own success, even if it was small. Marrying Mark meant depending on him for everything. Would she lose herself? Would she forget her own strength? She looked at Mark, his eyes asking for an answer. She felt so confused. Her children needed this life. But what did she need? What was the right thing to do? The question stayed in the air between them. 7. Emily says no. Emily thought for a long time about Mark's question. He wanted to marry her. He promised a good life for her, for Jake and Sophie. It was a life with no money problems. It was a safe life. She thought about her children. She wanted them to be happy and safe. A life with Mark could give them many things she could not give them now. They could have nice clothes, good food, and maybe a big house. She would not be tired all the time. But Emily also thought about herself. She remembered her dream. It was a quiet dream, wished to be strong on her own. She did not want someone to save her. She wanted to make her own future. She loved Mark, but she needed to do this for herself. She needed to show her children that they could be strong, too. After many difficult days and nights thinking, Emily made her decision. She knew what she had to do. She met Mark in a small park. The sun was shining. Mark looked hopeful. Emily took a deep breath. "Mark," she started slowly, "you are a kind man. You offer me and my children a wonderful life." Mark smiled a little. "But I cannot marry you," Emily finished. Mark's smile disappeared. He looked surprised and sad. "Why, Emily?" he asked quietly. "Because I need to do this myself," she explained. "I need to build my own life for me and for my children. I need to be strong on my own." Mark listened. He did not understand everything, but he saw the look in Emily's eyes. It was strong. Emily went home. She had a small amount of money saved. It was not much. She saved it over many months, putting away a few coins when she could. It was money from cleaning floors and houses late at night. Now she used all her savings. She decided to start her own small cleaning business. She bought some good cleaning supplies. She made simple cards with her name and phone number. She called her business Emily's Clean Homes. It was scary. She did not know if it would work, but she felt a new feeling inside. She was not just a cleaner working for others anymore. She was her own boss. She worked very hard, maybe harder than before. She found her first few customers. It was difficult, but every evening when she looked at Jake and Sophie, she felt proud. It was a different feeling than before. It was the feeling of building something herself. 8. A new day for Emily. Emily waited after she told Mark no. She worried about his reaction, but Mark surprised her. He was quiet. Then he nodded. He looked sad, but he understood her reasons. He told Emily he respected her brave choice. He saw her strength, still cared about her, but he knew she needed her own future. A few weeks later, Mark called Emily. He did not ask about marriage, asked about her new cleaning business, Emily's Clean Start. He wanted to hire her company. Emily felt surprised and relieved. She agreed. Cleaning for him felt strange at first, but also right. Mark's large office building was a good client. Emily and her team worked there every week. Sometimes Emily saw Mark. They smiled polite smiles. Their talks were short and professional. He often said, "The offices look excellent, Emily. Your team does great work." She always thanked him politely. There was still quiet kindness between them. It was different from before, but it felt honest. Mark showed he cared by supporting her dream. Emily felt thankful for his business. This was help she accepted with pride because she earned it. Emily worked very hard every day. Running her own business was difficult. Some days were long and tiring, but now she was her own boss. She made the decisions. She solved problems herself. She did not depend on anyone to save her. She remembered the hard times and the fear. She thought about other women who felt trapped. Emily believed something important now. Women did not need a rich man or a prince to rescue them. Real strength comes from inside. Women needed to believe in themselves. They needed to trust their power to create a better life step by step. This was the truth she lived. One morning, the sun came up over city. It painted the sky with soft pink and gold colors. Emily stood by her apartment window. Jake, 8 years old, and Sophie, 5 years old, stood close beside her. They were ready for school. Emily held their small hands tightly. She looked out at the bright sunrise. It felt like a real new start. Life was still not easy, but it was their life. She was building it herself day by day. A small, real smile touched Emily's lips. Together, the three of them watched the new day begin. Full of hope, they faced the future side by side.